A strong and beautiful woman who is loving, kind, and a badass at the same time. But more than that, she knows how to make you laugh. No one can deny Gal is absolutely precious in the role of this epic superhero. She worked hard on the set, but also had a lot of fun.
I don't know, I think she was pretty undercover.
Although she was supposed to look serious on the screen most of the time, sometimes she just couldn't stop laughing. And this happened on many occasions, even during some of the most challenging scenes. Like, for example, when she battled her nemesis.
You are no match for me!
And do you know why Gal found this scene so funny? It was because the sword he was pointing at her was wobbling. Obviously, they don't use real blades on the set, and sometimes it may look pretty funny.
I got a wobbly sword. Don't make fun of my sword.
Sorry, man. She just couldn't resist laughing at it, and we totally get her. Transitioning from funny and optimistic Gal to rough and dangerous Diana happened in a moment every time the director said action. But sometimes Gadot needed a little bit of extra time to get into character.
Forget about everything. Let's see what happens now. Horns. Okay, you're the devil.
I wonder how it felt talking to the devil himself. Maybe he scared her at times?
Go!
Even when frightened, Gal looks lovely, doesn't she? And what about when she was eating the dessert Diana completely fell in love with when she first came to London?
It's ice cream. There you go. It's a shooter.
Yeah, who doesn't like ice cream? We all know that Gal is from Israel, and English isn't her native language. We'll tell you soon how Chris Pine helped her deal with all the prepositions and other difficulties she encountered with the language. Right now, let's see how Gal got to use another foreign language on the set of Wonder Woman. Don't you just love how Chris is looking at her in this blooper? He indeed loves her, as a friend, of course. And since he's a much more experienced actor than her, when she first joined the cast of Wonder Woman, he helped her a lot.
And he guides me through this world in such a comfortable way.
Yes, he's a great guy, and the two of them have incredible chemistry. And just like Gal, Chris also had his funny moments on the set. Like, for example, when he couldn't get on a horse. It looked like he was having some serious trouble with it.
Okay, hold on. All right, hold on.
And even when it seemed like he'd finally done it, nope, not even close.
What's going on?
Yeah, right. What's going on with you, Chris? Did you miss your horse riding training or something? But still, for the movie's director Patty Jenkins, Chris was perfect for his character.
Chris is such a gift to this movie because he gave an integrity to Steve Trevor.
So it's no wonder that he returned for the second film, even though his character tragically died in the first one. By the way, were you surprised to see that Steve Trevor is back? Chris, for one, wasn't.
Well, not all that surprised. Patty had told me this idea somewhere in the middle of the first one, and
So, yeah, it was all well planned, and everyone in the cast and crew knew that Steve wasn't gone forever. Once again, Chris loved his experience on the set, and of course, he was thrilled to get back to working with Gal. After all, he admires her so much.
Gal, she's one of the best personalities I've ever encountered. She is, without fail, positive.
But he doesn't only love her because of her positivity. It's also because of her incredible professionalism. See, the weather on the set of Wonder Woman wasn't the most pleasant because they filmed outside of Oxford, and it was freezing. And while everyone else was wearing their coats and warm jackets, Gal was there in her Wonder Woman attire that, as you remember, doesn't cover a lot. But she never complained about the cold.
Diana can't be cold. She's Wonder Woman.
What outstanding commitment to her role! Gal was so focused on telling Diana's story that she completely ignored her physical challenges.
She is just a monster.
But, you know, she's still human, so she did have a moment of weakness in the cold, at least once. Again, Gal, you're such a treasure. And Chris isn't the only one who thinks the world of Gal. Patty Jenkins also adores her.
Gal is genuinely such a kind, lovely, thoughtful person.
She pretty much embodies most of the qualities of Diana Prince. Seeing her attitude to working on the set, we can clearly say that yes, Gal is what Wonder Woman stands for. So if before the first movie's premiere, there were people who doubted that she could live up to the legacy of Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, right now we can see that Gal was born to play Diana. Another reason to think so is the way Gal managed to connect with the movie's director.
Her vision for Diana was in line with mine.
Aren't we lucky to see these two remarkable women creating a masterpiece together? But of course, they weren't alone in this. So many other women played the Amazons and did their job perfectly well. Did you have any idea how much they trained to look like female warriors on the screen?
Those women were in a boot camp and training for 4 months before we ever go and we shoot.
They were women from many walks of life. Not only actresses, a special action performer, a pro-Thai boxer, a police officer, and a wushu fighter were on the team, to name only a few. 4 whole months of such intensive training meant a lot to all of them. During this time, these ladies changed as they realized how strong and tough they are. They grew as personalities, seeing that they could do the things they thought they couldn't do.
A beast. I am so strong right now.
They literally became Amazons. And since they all trained together for so long, they became a team.
There is a great sense of camaraderie that has happened pretty much from day one.
You could definitely see the result of their efforts on the screen. But of course, it doesn't mean that these ladies just trained all the time and didn't have any fun. They also had their hilarious moments on the set. Even Hippolyta, Diana's mother and queen of the Amazons, did.
And we can bring it
And when the training was over and the work was done, Gal and Patty realized just how meaningful it all was.
When we shot the first scene, when all the women are riding horses together, I was holding Patty's shoulder, watching the monitor, and I told her, I can't believe we're shooting this.
Fantastic. Speaking of Gal, she also had her share of training, of course.
In 5 months of doing horse riding and martial arts and a lot of body work.
As exhausting as it was for her, Gal was ready for anything because she worked with professionals who helped her every step of the way.
I was so lucky to work with people that I admire and am inspired by.
The training was even more vigorous for Wonder Woman 1984. In fact, the physical part was the most challenging for her on the set of the sequel because it was crucial for Patty to use as little CGI as possible. Most of the stuff that you see, the running on Pennsylvania Avenue, the Amazon sequence, the fight with Cheetah, most of it's people doing it for real, Gal revealed. So it's evident that it took longer and was much more demanding. Since they'd been shooting it for 8 months, 5 or 6 days per week, you can only imagine how challenging it was for Gal and everyone else. But it was totally worth it. Besides, it wasn't all about tough training, because who can forget about the fun part, right? Gal found a friend in her new co-star Kristen Wiig, who plays the main villain Cheetah.
I love Kristen Wiig. We have this beautiful friendship.
Kristen was also very excited about working with Gal.
It was an instant connection, and we have a very similar sense of humor.
She even revealed that she and Gal love each other. I hope Gal's husband isn't jealous.
No one's made me laugh like this in such a long time.
Isn't it cool to have such a great connection with your colleague? But let's not forget that they played enemies in this film. So how did they cope with it?
Gal is a great scene partner and friend, but at the same time, we can immediately go into like those scenes where we have that sort of super villain hero rivalry.
They're geniuses. But this incredible duo and their fight scenes aren't the only reason why you'll enjoy Wonder Woman 1984. Can you guess why else?
We find Diana in the wonderful, vivid, super cool 80s.
The movie crew did their best to show the 80s as flawlessly as possible, so they came up with the right kind of clothing, accessories, and everything else you see in the film.
The message that you can have it all.
Everything's big, the shoulder pads are big, the hair's big, and the cars and the watches and all of it.
Even the makeup they used for the actors was chosen very carefully.
They were able to give us all their old colors. They sourced all the colors that they used to use in the 80s.
Paying attention to the tiniest details, they knew they were absolutely true to the period. You can watch the result of their efforts in your favorite cinema or at home on HBO Max. And it is astounding. Gal, for one, loved how the film turned out.
The movie is already so visceral and vivid and beautifully shot.
Kristen is also pretty excited about it.
Visually, it's unbelievable.
And what do you think about it? Don't you agree that it turned out to be incredibly relevant to the world's current situation?
Going back to the movie now and seeing the movie and seeing actually how relevant and how strong it hits the nerves.
Yeah, watching a movie that's so bright and uplifting feels more amazing than ever right now. And being part of it all means a lot to Gal.
And I'm super grateful that at the end of the day I got the opportunity to be the one to portray such an iconic character like Wonder Woman.
We're also grateful that you got to play her. We couldn't ask for a better actress for this role. And for dessert, let's see why Gal and Chris are the best besties in the world. They can sing together.
We've been waiting for you.
Three's Company 2, all right.
They tease each other all the time, and they both love it.
It's true, I tried it only after Chris tried it for me. It looked better on Chris.
They learn from each other, like when Gal has English grammar questions.
At her in her
In her stomach?
core.
You're hungry?
After a bit of teasing, Chris was happy to give her the answer. He's the best teacher she can find because he has a bachelor's degree in English. And you know what? Gal and Chris are a remarkable team.
I agree with whatever you said.
So it was incredible to see them together once again. Let's hope that it's not the last time.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Have you already watched Wonder Woman 1984? What do you think about it? Share in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay awesome. Thanks for watching.